Hello everyone, welcome back to the Pirate Cove. Yes, it is Planet Coaster once again. And ironically enough, while I play this, there's Stargate playing on the TV, but yeah. What can I say? I can multitask, I'm almost a woman. I know, what are the odds? Anyway, you can see here that we've still got to build the coaster, and we've still got to hit that wonderful profit level. Now, what I'm going to be looking to do is to build this little puppy here. Now, the reason why is because it's a good value for money. It costs 10 grand, so it is expensive, but it's a really good roller coaster. And not only that, it means that I'll be able to push attention over to this side and sort of get these people sort of moving into here, and then we can make use and get rid of this coming soon sign. Now, there is one thing that I did notice during the course of playing Challenge Map, which I'm thinking about maybe releasing as a series as well. In case you guys are interested, let me know down in comments. Is if you go to scenery and you look at, you know, props and signs, you can see there's a number of signs there, you see, but never it seems to be the signs that you want. Now, it turns out that in order to see some of these signs, you have to edit a building. And when you edit the building, look at all these signs here. And so these are strange rectangular type signs, but they're also, you can sort them according to facility signs. So you've got an ATM thing that sticks out on the side. You've got a first aid doodah as well. You've got toilet things that sit on the top, or a toilet thing that goes on the outside. Or a Planet Coaster sort of toilet thing anyway. So the point is that if for whatever reason you're missing some of these signposts, I mean, like these, I couldn't find these when I was doing things, and it turns out that, you know, you've got these great big huge colorable floodlights that you can actually put anywhere, but only when you edit a building. And I just find that a little bit frustrating as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it's just me. I would like to have all of these things available at all times, not just when I'm editing a building. I don't want it locked in to a building. I want to be able to do anything with it, see? You're going to have a cannon coming out the side. Peekaboo! But perhaps not. So, you know, you can put fascias on the front as well, and stuff like that. No idea. Hanging balls. Yeah, make of that whatever you wish. But, you know, overhanging doodahs like that. So we could put an overhanging doodah just to give them a little bit of shade, but either way. So that's something that I noticed as a course of doing, playing the game further and doing other things like that. So obviously we click done and we finished editing the building. But the thing that's really bizarre is that these things will remain here. So we can, technically speaking, put them anywhere. So the way I see it, why are they not available when you're editing a build, or when you're not editing a building compared to when you are? See? As soon as you're back to there, yeah. It just confuses the crap out of me. It really does. See? It's just, yeah, okay. And so as a result, you've got things like the floodlight there, which I have got, and then, you know, you've got your signage, and then we're back to the normal short amount of signs, you see? And it's annoying. But anyway, I digress. This is obviously a decision, I guess, that the developers have chosen to make. So let's have a look at this. So that's 100. Yeah, don't expect that to make any profit. That's not making a lot of profit, but that is losing a lot. 263, and people are just walking past it. So we're going to take that out. Sorry, fella, but you are no longer required. And let's see. We shall put a sign in. So what we'll do is we'll find a toilet sign. Look at facilities. Here we go, see? And then we'll just put something like that. Like that. So there we go, and we can put another one on top for Chief Beef. So let's see, doors, roofs, decorations, Shop signs. So it's Cosmic Cow there. See, that's a wall sign that can go on the side. You've got these ones. You've got a chiefy, beefy guy on top. You can even put one of these sort of up there. See, look, we can even put something on top there like that. Looks bizarre, but, you know, what can you do? So let's have a look. See what chiefy beefies we've got. See, there's Hot Dog Squad. Let's see. Where could... Oh my goodness. Chief Beef. That's really, really unfortunate. So you've got theme signs as well. See, food. And hanging stuff like that. As well as an extremely large Planet Coaster sign. A robotic arm sign. And grab all the people. Small spaceship signs. But anyway, we'll leave that at the moment. So we'll leave it there. And we need to illuminate more areas as well. So looking at the objectives, we've got to build the coaster and then we've got to essentially make more profit. Now, we're not making a huge amount of profit at the moment, which means we've got to take the non-profit making areas out. So take that out. And also what we're going to do is try and determine, because these things have got high sort of movement rate through. We're not going to charge for toilets, that's just not me, as I've said before. And Hat's Fantastic is at least making some money again. So you can see 632 profit. We've still got a little way to go before we hit 2,000, and I think that's going to change after we've got enough money together to actually build that particular roller coaster. Now, let's have a look at this. See, we've got one loan in there. Once it gets to 3,000, we may be able to take out loans again. See, we can only take out one £10,000 loan. So if we look at the coaster here, see, it's £10,001.46. I do wish we could change that to pounds. It's really a little bit off-putting, but never mind. But the point is that we want to be able to put that one in and slot her in sort of about there, because then that will be a nice place to have it, and it will be slightly off that path, a little bit of overhang, so to speak, over the top of the rest of the park. Maybe put it here possibly, and then put it there. But it says obstructed, but I'm guessing it's because of these things. But when we've got enough money in the bank, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to speed it up. When we've got enough money in the bank, then we'll be able to have a look at getting these things out, cleaning them out, and just sorting it out in that regard. So let's see, there's another toilets thing over here. So let's just edit that one and then put a toilet sign up like this. Just drop it in the center there. There we go. Now, there is also, while I was playing, I did actually create a blueprint for a coaster that we haven't researched yet, or we haven't got the parts to research it yet. So, I will show you that at some point. But then there's massive things like this. I mean, it takes a while for it to all load in, but oh my goodness, look at this. A wonderful T-Rex. So, anyway. All taken off of the workshop. So, as you can see, I mean, we do have the teacups running here. We've got double octopi, or octopode, I'm not sure which it is. Whoever does the Greek will be able to tell me. So, they're saying it's really good value, so that's a cue to us to put it up to 550. And how's this one? We'll put this one up to 550 as well. Whoops. No, we want it to 550 and we don't want it free. There we go. So you can see. And let's see, scenery wise, we want to put in some more of these bushes. Let's see. Okay. So we're going to put some more bushy stuff here, just to make the place just look more presentable. And, you know, just to make it more of an enjoyable experience for the masses. So there we go. So, you can see now, things look a little bit better around here, but I think we need to sort of tart these areas up a little bit maybe. We'll have to wait and see. We do have Cosmic Cow Milkshakes, which is not doing very well. Now, what other shops can we do? Can we do a food one? At the moment, I'm just going for custom food ones. So there's Chiefy Beefy, Gulpy Slush, Hat's Fantastic. Let's put a hot dog squad here. So they're right next to the food. There we go. Hot dog squad. And it's used almost immediately. Which is good because it means they've got plenty of food. Now, if we look at our park management, let's go and have a look at our staff. Entertainers relatively happy. Yeah, they're okay. They're doing alright. Mechanics are fine. Yeah. So you can see we've got 2 rosters. Cosmic Cow Rides and Pirate Ship and Shops. So that's essentially sort of this area here and then this area over here. So we're keeping the 2 sort of things separate so we can manage it. And as you can see, these guys, yeah, they're doing pretty good, really. I mean, you know, it's generating a serious amount of income in that regard. And also we've got this connector between the 2 sections. Now, we've walled this bit off because we haven't decided to use that yet. Whoops, the octopus has broken down. Oh, dear. Now, if we have a look at this, we can actually request an inspection, or we can refresh, or ask for it to be refurbished. So, if we request the inspection now, it's still high reliability, so we shouldn't need to refurbish it. As you can see, the wear and tear is relatively limited. Let's get an inspection on that one as well at some point. And if we look down here, you can see this one's doing all right. How's our pirate ship? The HMS Wibble. The Wibble is fine. We heartily approve of the Wibble. And so, let's have a look on park management. Now, if I remember right thinking, there's somewhere in here where, aha, ticket prices. You can actually change the time that it opens and closes. Now, you can do that obviously in challenge mode, but we can't do that in this particular challenge or this particular career thing, which is a shame. So, I mean, you could set it to 8 in the morning to 8 in the evening, but at the moment it's just 8 till 7. But also bear in mind that if you do that, all your rides are running longer, there's going to be more wear and tear and all that kind of stuff. So these are things to bear in mind. Let's have a look at notifications. Yeah, summary, I've seen that. And if we look at our finances, we're not too bad. I mean, you can see the money is starting to come in. I don't think, whoops, didn't want to do that. I don't think we're going to be in a position where we can actually repay the loans as of yet. I mean, we're getting close. So, you know, we can add another loan if we want to, but we're only, well, we can't technically. This is the only loan that we can have. And it's actually on our requirements, the hard requirements to get rid of one of those loans. So if we can pay off that loan and then take it again, but wait until we've got a little bit of money in here before we do that, then we'll be able to clear out this area here and we'll be able to do that particular thing and do all its funky goodness with a roller coaster over here. So that's the plan. And I did find one particular weird thing, that when loading in a game, you click on your save game and it will resume the last game rather than actually loading the save game. So it's a very strange thing. I'm not sure why it's occurring. So here is this old faithful here, doing well. There you go. It's quick. It's generating money. so I can't really complain, and he's doing his job and keeping the bins emptied. And the rock obviously is just there to channel the people to make sure they don't wander around the side, because there's nothing for them to do or look at, so might as well keep that away from them. Obviously, once we move over and start using this area here, then we'll have to take that rock out of there, and then obviously I think there's another rock here, this rock out of here, here, fanar, and all that. So there we go, 256, we're doing pretty good, and we still can't pay off the loan. We need 400 before we're in a position to do that. So let's just close that, because we're not going to get our rocks off as of yet. So this is essentially the plan. I mean, the queues are looking relatively okay. I mean, we need to sort of tart up certain areas. So if we look at our scenery options and look at bushes, because who doesn't want to spend time looking at bushes? And we've got to sort of pick and choose. We have to put some of these in here, because they're about the right size. And then this little conifer, which is really helpful for about the right size. Now, if we look at benches, these benches can be sat on both directions. You've obviously got this bench as well, which is okay-ish. But there's actually another bench. Oh, Psychola's broken down. But engineer's there and has just repaired it. So the engineers are doing a fantastic job. There you go. Almost immediately it's been fixed. So that's good. And so I want to replace all those benches with benches that are going to be sat on one side, because otherwise it looks very silly when they come in here and then they stand on the other side and face out there. It's like, really? Why would you do that? But, you know. Anyway. So there is the coaster we want to use, the Venom. And the reason I want to use it is because it's a really good coaster to use. I tend to find it to be it's one of those ones where you hang underneath the rail and your feet dangle and all the rest of it. So it certainly should be interesting from our point of view. Now, we've obviously also got this coaster over here that we have yet to build. And they're actually switched off at the moment. But that's something, when we've got more money coming in, and we're sort of, you know, we've achieved that level of profit, which shouldn't be too difficult, and we've built that coaster, and then we want to essentially get a better range of profit, then we can start looking at building a coaster around this particular area, because this is a nice area here. We've got all these nice little places here which we can take out all of this paraphernalia and then put in essentially a couple of shops. So they'll be able to have stuff coming out of the exit. So they go in that direction, they come out this side, and basically they can have loads of shops. So they have toilets, first aid, all that kind of stuff. So that's essentially the plan that we're looking at the moment. And there's the monthly summary. Okay. So 2,200, yeah, we got to leave it. I reckon we should leave it till about 3,000 just to be on the safe side, because we're going to have to build out that path a little bit, get rid of all of this. This will give us some money back when we take all of this stuff out and then build the coaster in such a place there. But then we will have to actually start building stuff around it. Let's just have a look at the coaster again, because I am, let's see, I mean, it could be good there, because then what it can be is that we can actually have it there. And see, that would be a good place to put it, I think, because it overhangs sort of a little bit of the area on the right-hand side, gives a little bit of visibility. The view will be fantastic, obviously, and it means that we can make use of this pathway here, meaning that we can then remove that rock, and then people can have the option of coming down here. Now, there is only one thing that is slightly annoying with respect to Planet Coaster at the moment, is the ability to make pathways bigger. Now, obviously, what you can do is, if you want to build a big pathway, you can start off by using the square brackets and making them a lot bigger. See, like that. Or making them a lot smaller, depending on what you want. And then you can use the plus and minus keys, which are above the square brackets, to increase the length. But there is does not seem to be any way for you to upgrade an existing path without deleting it and re-adding it. And then sometimes you're so happy with the pathing that you don't really want to do that. So what I tend to try and do is build the main pathways through through the park as the biggest pathways possible. But, yeah, we're kind of limited to what we can do here. It's a possible case of we might need to sort of delete that and redo it. But once you create that gap in the particular section of the path, it becomes a very problematical thing to actually get right and look good without you derping out slightly, because the design looks absolutely horrible and you end up wanting to kill yourself. The derp is hard. So there's one of our guys. You can see he's doing a fantastic job, and we're down to 1,300. So if we just pause that for a second, see how he's doing. So he's really busy at the moment, and job is great, entertaining multiple guests. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to give him a salary bump, and we're going to train him into a capable entertainer. So, I mean, it does take a little bit of a chunk out of the money, but the point is that he's not only had a pay rise, but he's also going to be able to entertain a lot more people and keep them all happy. And as you can see, there's mechanics going in, doing all the inspections. So it's looking fantastic as far as I'm concerned. So I'm happy with the park as it stands at the moment. Obviously, the only issue is the money and the fact that we want to pay off that loan as quickly as we possibly can. I mean, it's only got sort of 10 months left. So what we could do is put that right up to 1,000. No, 750 is the most it will take. So that means then in 2 months it will be gone. It means that it will make a dent on our money, but hopefully by the time it's finished, we'll then be able to make a little bit more money. We won't have to worry about the interest payments and the loan payments, and we'll be in a financially stronger position, and means that we can also take out that $10,000 loan and then purchase the Venom, which will be over here. So that's pretty much the direction that we're going. Now, we could also, let's see, does it give me any options? Yeah, so I can flatten this out and actually use some of this area here. So that's a good thing, I think. Now, let's take out that large rock because we don't need it. But the point is we'll be able to put a ride in here. And obviously our options with respect to rides are limited. You can see insufficient funds at the moment. But the point is that we'll be able to put another ride into that area there. And essentially assist us in generating more moolah, as the technical term is. However, it's 1920 and we don't have the money as of yet. To be honest, I think the coaster needs to be the first priority. If we can do that, then we'll be in a strong position. The only drawback is I can't put the coaster here. Now, the reason for that is because if you look at the actual sort of size of the coaster, especially to put that in the right place, it's going to be a flipping nightmare, and you're going to have overhang, and it's going to go over the borders of the world. So we don't really have a huge amount of options under the circumstances. So I think what we'll do is I think we'll definitely put it down here, but we're going to wait until we've got the money in order to do it. Now let's keep an eye out on that loan. So you can see there, $750 a month, 2 months remaining, and we're still running on fast. Now let's have a look at our monies on these guys. So he's lost $46 and hasn't lost $60, so it's not too bad. I mean, they're making some money, but it takes them obviously a little while just to build up a little bit of profits at the start of the month. And one thing, obviously, for those of you who are not aware, if you put one of these things in front, like you click on it and it actually selects the lantern chain rather than the shot behind it. Because of the way that this asset has been made, it's essentially an invisible wall around which this asset has been made. So when you click on the front there, it actually clicks this thing rather than the back. So something to be aware of, you know, small issues, problems, little glitches that you might run into during the course of your designing. And, you know, I've talked to other people about this. I mean, I follow Northern Lion on YouTube, whose designs are, let's, you know, not beat around the bush here, horrific, absolutely horrific. But they're kind of, it's kind of like watching a slow car crash. It's absolutely glorious to watch. And, you know, his heart's in the right place, so you can't really argue in that. And then, obviously, some of his friends like Mal from Rockley Smile, they design much better. They've got much better design aesthetics, I think, is the polite term for it. So, but, you know, Northern Line never fails to be entertaining. So if you haven't looked at his channel, I heartily recommend that you go and check him out. He's a very, very funny man. Now, is that a tree? I don't think it is. I think that... Is it one of those? Yes, it is. So you can see here that... Which... Oh, dear. Let's see. Where is it going? Here we go. There we go. And... Let's see. Put that in there. Okay. So that's looking a lot better there. And obviously we're just tarting it up. And yeah, so that's looking nice. Now, one thing you can do about these particular bushes, you can put them in the centre, in the gaps between walkways. And that just makes things look a lot nicer as well. But to be honest, I don't think we're going to spend too much money, because we want to be able to get our monies in to essentially purchase the roller coaster. So yeah, let's have a look at that. Monthly profit, monthly summary. You can see the profit dropping through the floor because we are paying off a loan at an increased rate, and it should be paid off any second. So we could be in a strong position. Now there we go. Let's have a look. See, that's 30. That's $30 right there. So yeah, it's not exactly doing well. The only thing is, obviously, you can see there, we're 6 years in. This has taken us 6 years to make. But, you know, what can I say? I'm a slow worker. But the teacups over here seems to be running relatively okay. They're not going to have to queue that long. We will have to tart this up a little bit. You can see a few animatronics there as the queue rating is only 32%. So what we can do is, once we've got more money and once we've got the roller coaster into position over here, then we'll be in a position to hopefully make a lot more money and go from there. So let's have a look at our finances now. You see there, it's literally just about to be paid off. So let's see. Now, you can also invest in more scenery. And these are all the various lights that you can have. So you can have one of these lights as well, which is quite nice. I do like them, but they're a little bit too sort of street lampy and stuff like that. You've got these strip lights, which are particularly nice. And obviously, my favourite little square lights, which go on the top there, which I tend to put on the top. So, you know, in that regard, you know, still got plenty of design options. So, see, this is the kind of thing that I like to do with the entrances here. I'll just pause it for a second. So what we do is we take a square lamp, move it up so we can see the centre of that square lamp, put it right in the centre of that dot, and then bring it down until the plinth is hidden. And then it looks like a light's been mounted on the top of it. Oh my goodness, the woman's resting her breast on the side. I think that's just bad clipping as opposed to any kind of sexual choice. There we go, bring it down and wait until it just disappears. Bosh. And there you go. There you go, so she carries on. But the point is, it keeps the entrances well lit. You can obviously use these ones as well as Pirate Cove. So, you know, I mean, that one provides more lighting. And we've still got plenty more of lighting options. You can put the roundel lanterns in there and all this kind of stuff, and or lights, you name it. It's just you know, the options are open to you. So if we look at the money now, you can see the money is actually looking reasonably good. So if we look at park management, there we go. The loan is paid off. Hallelujah. So I think what we'll do is we'll wait till we've got about £2,000 in the bank, and you can see now that we're not paying off a loan, the money is starting to pour in at quite a significant amount. So I can't say we can complain too hard under the circumstances. She's profitable. They're profitable as well. That's good. And how are they getting on? Good. They're doing all right for this month. Toilets and first aid are never expected to be profitable. We should not profit from the desire to empty the biological bladder, so to speak, or the ability, medication, things of that nature, I will not be charging for. It's just, yeah, there's a certain thing called decency, you know, and I personally believe in that. But anyway, let's see. Let's put another one on top of here. Okay, Bosch, put that in, drop it down, and then there we go. So there you go, you can see the lighting, and then what I tend to do is put the lantern light here, like that. So there we go, keeping the lighting. And it's possible also that we need to put a light or a lanterns along the centre here. So a little bit of lighting through the centre as well. So, I mean, we've got 1,000 in the bank at the moment. And I really think that we should go for that loan. We've got to get in there quickly. So, coasters, the Venom, and let's get rid of all this. Sorry, trees. Sorry, you arboreal lovers, but there needs to be sacrifices made. So you can see that it's showing as obstructed, and there you have it. I mean, it's not ideal position. Now, what we need to also do is have it so that we enter. So that's enter and exit there. So we enter here, and then we exit there, which is good. So let's get rid of the coming soon, because it's now arrived. And we'll bring all this stuff together. Like so, and then build our path. So in the standard red path design, and then drop that down to there, increase the length, have it just rattle over in that direction, like so. So what will happen is we'll also need to do a little bit of paint work on the grass here, just to get rid of that building area. Just to make it look a little bit sexier under the circumstances, you know. Because that's important. Get rid of these pathways, we want it all green. Okay, so here it is, and we're obviously, money is disappearing quickly, so we need to build this pretty quick. So if we place an entrance there, I think, and then what we'll do is we'll place an exit there. And what we need to do then is drop that down to a small size and bring it out to there. Look at that. Comes out perfectly. Nice slope out, stairwells and all the rest of it, stuff like that. All very nice. Now let's connect to the entrance and bring it just down. Bring it down. Insufficient funds. This is the problem we were going to have. And so it can start making money for us. There we have it. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to test it. So we're going to take a ride on it. Whoopsie daisy, let's slow that down. So this is the ride that we've created, or the ride that we've placed, the Venom. And this is the one where our legs dangle underneath it and all the rest of it. So you can see there. So this is the Venom with a loop-de-loop. And a nice twist as well. Very nice and smooth. And most likely going to be quite popular. Another loop over the top there. Another circle around. And then finally a little nice quick twist. And another loop as well. Over the top. And another one. Holy crap, this is why I like the Venom. Nice little twist at the end. And we finally come back in. Through the braking. Into the final position. So there you have it. Let's open the baby. And... did we put it in the wrong place? Yes, I think we put it in the wrong place. Oh well, bugger. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Now, the thing is, we could actually change it so that the path comes down here, which might be a better option. Let's have a look. We can't add another loan at the moment, so we've got to be careful with our monies. I think what we'll do is we'll leave it open for the moment. And you can see now that people are being drawn inexorably down towards this particular area. Now, what we'll also do is we don't have the money to do it at the moment. We're at minus 65, so... yeah, ideally I should have put it there. But never mind. It's where it is now. And not only that, but if we put the entrance over to there, then they'll come out here. Then it will be a better option, perhaps. Difficult to say. So let's see. Wait for some more money to come in, I think, before we'll be in a position to actually do anything about it. So you can see, pay off all loans. We paid off the loan even though we took the loan out straight away. So that's what we're looking at there. And now you can see these people making their way all the way around. So I think what we should do, because it's only fair, is put down a few benches. So we can't even play... oh, we can place a bench or two. There we go. Place a bench nearby. And also some bins. So I have to put it... let's see there. Insufficient. Yep. There we go. So that's essentially what we're looking at the moment. And things are generally doing okay. So anyway, I think that's where we're going to end the episode. We're going to move on. And I'll see you on the next episode of Planet Coaster Career, fresh from the Pirate Cove.